a chartered accountant. I manage TS Brunswick. I recently got attracted back into public practice following, I guess, what I saw with technology and how it's changing the industry. When I started in chartered accounting 20 years ago, I was confronted with dealing with boxes and boxes of receipts, churning them into Excel spreadsheets before you get to the fun bit of putting it into the financial accounts and then giving businesses the advice that they needed to make decisions. So I guess when I saw how the accounting software is changing and making life easier to manage accounts, I saw that as my opportunity to come back into the industry, to utilise the skills that I've had in big business to help small and medium-sized businesses. I help businesses get the information that they need and also to provide the advice that they need to make decisions. So, whether it is collating data and information to submit quarterly BASs, prepare their taxes, or even prepare them for the next phase if they're expanding new businesses, that's what I do to add value. I come in and look at how they're currently doing things and then look for ways where I can introduce them to new tools, new apps or new processes, so that it makes their job easier to facilitate getting that data together and extracting information. So that's why I love the bookkeeping side of things. You get into the nitty gritty, you see them on a day-to-day basis. You're there in the trenches, really just churning through the entries. If I can find ways where you can streamline processes or add an app that will make the task easier, that's the bit where I see I'm adding value to small businesses, really giving back some of their time and making that information more useful. Look, the main thing that I think is the challenge, I guess, with small businesses and their accountants is that often they lose that relationship with their trusted advisor, and it's so critical in business, because this is where they don't have that ability to go and ask their accountant the thing that they need to make that next business decision. So often that then leads to the accounts not being updated, then leads to them, I guess, losing sleep over the fact that their things are behind. And that's the kind of sort of things that I see, particularly with small business and their accountants. So the approach that I undertake to this is that I'm a lot more open with my clients, and I like to attract people who operate in that way. So I'm available on all the channels that I socialise on anyway. So whether that's email, Facebook, mobile, WhatsApp, Instagram, whatever it is, if my clients know how to catch me and I'm there and they've got a question, if I'm available to answer that, then I'll respond to that, because it helps them to move on to the next, move those barriers out of the way for them. So that's how I like to approach it, and that's the one thing that I've seen and I'm trying to do differently with my clients. So the specific services that I specialise in is assisting businesses to set up. So whether it's someone who has always had a full-time job and are now moving into like an Uber style business, having a side gig, or establishing a full-blown business for the first time, or even evolving business, that's the kind of stuff that I enjoy and specialise in. So setting up proper tax structures, making sure the registrations are good to go from the start, getting accounting systems ready from the start so you've got accurate and clean records from the moment you start. So that's the kind of things that I specialise in. Look, the ATO is quite a progressive organisation and have made it really easy for the general public to be able to lodge their taxes now, So even though the mechanics of submitting your tax return has never been easier, the tax legislation and laws are still rather complex. So this is where when my clients come to me, they still see a lot of value in seeing a trusted advisor, right? Particularly in the way that the economy is changing. So we have people coming from overseas working in Australia, so they're a foreign resident. And if you're not sure about the things that you aren't entitled to, you might be paying probably more tax than you need to. Similarly, again, when people are starting businesses for the first time, this is where coming to an accountant during this time of the year can also make sure that you can claim all the deductions that people are entitled to. So this is where it is much more beneficial for clients that come, and I see a lot of people come to me for that advice. Having an experienced accountant work with you during business is critical. It's similar to the way that the tax office is progressing with individual taxes, right? Like the accounting software that's available these days make it really easy for people to undertake their businesses now. But similarly, getting the right advice, particularly when you're setting up, is quite critical. And so this is where TS Brunswick provides that service. We can provide a bookkeeping service that's efficient and also cost effective for clients as well. And then at the same time, as a chartered accountant, I can ensure that all the accounting entries are treated correctly. And additionally, on top of that, being part of a tax law network enables all my clients to tap into, I guess, a network of tax advisors around Australia. So, if I don't have the answer immediately, then I tap back into my network of tax advisors, and we can get the solution that you require. So that's where, I guess, the trusted accountant assists. So the best way to contact me is just through our general email, brunswick@taxstore.com.au.